Facebook friends, it is Char, and I'm on a really long drive going out to rural Iowa. It took me a little bit of time to figure out how to say rural without saying rural and getting stuck on it. Anyways, wanted to share a story or a few stories about bullying and why this is actually a reality of life that you have to accept and get used to, sadly. I wish it wasn't, but you know, we've all had bullies. I remember when my children were younger and they had their bullies that were picking on them, and I had simply explained to them that, you know, being a bully or having a bully is just part of living, and that what you do with that experience is what you have true control over. And so having a bully growing up, I had the same bully for most of my childhood, and I would always try to take the high road when I had to deal with this person and not get pulled down into the muckery they were coming from. I always knew that, you know, typically hurting people hurt people, so if somebody's hurting me, it's because they're hurting themselves. And as I've gotten older, I've been able to master or work on mastering my skills of taking my shoes off and putting their shoes on to see if maybe I can understand why they're doing the things that they're doing, or have an understanding of where they came from. And that's really where the bigger lessons and the greater opportunities lie. But when you have a bully growing up, it at times, especially when as a parent watching your children or a child going through it the first time, it just seems so relentless. And as you are being attacked by this bully, if it is physically, if it is, you know, picking on you on the playground. I know my bully would come up to me and make fun of how I dressed, and I didn't come from a whole lot of anything, so I was just happy to have clothes, let alone trying to make a fashion statement. That's why I make up for it now. But you know, humiliation, intimidation, those things are things that bullies do, and if you're doing those things, stop it. That's not nice. That's not what we're supposed to do. But realizing that hurt people, and taking your shoes off to put their shoes on to understand why are they doing this to you. Now, it's not something I was able to master at a younger age. This is something that has come with experience and age and wisdom. Being able to understand, not getting caught up in the moment of when somebody's bullying you, and also accepting at a younger age and telling my kids at a younger age that this is a life skill. This isn't something that goes away. This isn't something that because mom got involved, the bully goes away. That there's always some type of bully in your life, no matter who you are, no matter how smart you are, what education you have, what job you have. There's always a bully right around the corner. And how you choose to handle bullies really dictates and says a lot about yourself and where you're going. So I know myself, I recently had an incident where I've got somebody who's doing a lot of bullying, that's creating a lot of noise and clutter in my life, and this person is able to orchestrate people. It's actually beautiful how this person can orchestrate people to buy in to their vision, and it's not correct at all, but those people, they tend to be master manipulators, and the people don't realize they're being manipulated. So being able to stand back and realize exactly, you know, where this person's coming from, and maybe even if, you know, I can understand where they're coming from, doesn't mean I would do it the same way, but just understanding where they're coming from helps me gain insight, and also peace of just walking away. You know, when if you went back to my high school bully and mentioned my name to her, she probably would not remember me. I'm not anywhere in her book of life as being significant, but she is a very significant part of my book of life, and her name is in my book, and it always will be. And my children know this person's name because as we were growing up, I used those incidences to educate and teach them, and to make sure that my kids know, you know what, listen, you don't ever want to be that in somebody else's book. You want to be the reason why somebody remembers you for the good, and you don't ever want to be in somebody's book for the bad. My bully can't undo that name in my book, and I'm not going to share what that name is, but I'm going to remember. I heard Les Brown say You know, remember the lessons, forget the details. So I'm going to forget the details, and the details are the names of the people who bully. And what you'll learn is, as you go through life, how you handle bullies. And bullies happen every single day. When somebody is in a position of power or authority over you, and they choose to use that power and authority over you to shove something down your throat, that's a bully. And that's, you know, when somebody is not handling, they want you to handle a situation a certain way, yet when they're put in the same situation, they handle it completely opposite. And those are all things that bullies do. And it's not fair at all, but it's not all bad. The good from all of this is the growth and the insight and the lessons that you learn if you allow yourself to not get caught up in the moment, but maybe just visualize yourself getting in a plane and taking off and looking down over the situation from a higher elevation, where you're not caught up in all the details. And that might be something that takes some time, especially if there was a lot of emotion or a lot of disruption caused in your life. That might take some time before you'll be able to do that. And once you're able to do that, and you're able to score in on all those lessons and see, you know what, I'm actually at a better place now than I was before this incident ever happened. And you also have to know that karma takes care of a lot of that stuff. If somebody is taking advantage of you, or if you feel like somebody is taking advantage of you, you know, sometimes you get a front row seat to see how it works out. Sometimes you don't. And remember, you don't want to spend any more of your energy than you need to figure out what your part is and your lessons are, and then move on and don't look back. And if that person's a bully, maybe don't hang around them. Don't go around them if you can help. If it's something that you cannot get away from, you know, the making your enemies your friends is where the true power is. If you're able to take somebody who was once bullying you, or maybe somebody who wasn't talking good about you, and you're able to turn them into one of your advocates or your friends, that's a true sign of mastering the skills that we're required to in life. So you guys know what? I hope that today, of all days, you don't have any bullies around you. And if you are a bully, stop it. You don't have to be like that. People just want to love you for who you are, so stop trying to be what you're not. And remember, you guys, you're all powerful. If you see somebody being bullied, go in there and love them, help support them, because that's the stuff that at that moment when somebody's being taken advantage of, or if somebody's being bullied around, that's what they need. They just need people to listen and have a little kindness, a little soft place to go. So you guys, don't be that name in somebody's book that people don't, you know, my bully's in my book, but I'm nowhere in her book. Remember, if they're in your book, you're in their book, in ink. And those bullies, let's put them in pencil, learn the lessons, erase them. Don't have anything more to do with them. So hope you're having a great day. Remember, you're powerful. We're all connected. So go make somebody's day great. Thanks.